Little children, says Holy Mother, soothe and comfort one another. Lo, 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 lo. Little children, says Holy Mother, soothe and comfort one another. Lo, 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 lo. Draw the card.
Okay, if you could just tell me a little bit about where we are and the significance of this site.
This building, for instance, was Caleb Dyer's dream to build. It took the place of many other structures, and it was done for privacy and efficiency. And it was designed by Ami Burnham Young, a local architect. He was from Lebanon. And it's several buildings on one footprint. In the basement, the big archways allow movement between the main hall and the ovens on the side. They used it for food preparation. All the heat-producing elements were at one end of the building, so during the winter it would flow up the stairwells. The refrigeration units, sometimes they did call them refrigerators, but they were ice boxes, were all at the other end. The first floor, there was a bakery and a kitchen and a dining room and two salons, one for the brothers and one for the sisters, and it was a common floor and not separated down the center like the upper parts. The second floor, the two rooms either end could have been used by elders and eldresses or brothers or sisters. And room one has all the original built-ins, all the pegs, articulated shutters all around the room. And it does house the Cummings exhibit.
Can you tell me about these built-in?
The built-ins were done for efficiency. They could make one draw style for the entire building, and they'd be incorporated in every room. There's several rooms that still have them. There are several rooms that they have been removed, and one of the local furniture makers is going to help us restore some of them. But these are original. The two openings at the bottom were zinc-lined compartments for the chamber pots. And it was vented to the chimney.
Why is the zinc? What's the...
To spillage.
Okay.
Easy to clean up.
Yeah.
Instead of in the old days stepping out of bed and putting your foot in the chamber pot, it was in there. And if you happen to spill some, it would be easy to clean up. And it was vented to the chimney.
How does this? How does these built-ins and some of just the square lines and the straightness? What does that reflect about their beliefs?
Economy of wood, the simplicity notion. When this building was built in 1837, it was started. The wood for it was being milled in probably 35. They still were well into the simplicity and economy and efficiency thinking that may have deteriorated somewhat towards the end of the century with Marble Hall in Ohio and some of the fancier things. A Victorian influence started to show up in buildings, but
right.
We're still well in the area of the simplicity.
Could you tell me about the family here, the Cummings?
The Cummingses
family
were a related family of individuals, a mother, a father, and the children. There were 5 children. Mary Ann, Henry, Rosetta, and John became leaders in this community for the better part of 50 years, and yet their parents, the mother lasted 5 months, and the father varying parts of 2 or 3 years. And as adults, they couldn't find their way here. But she was an infant when she came in, and these 4 knew virtually nothing beyond the Shakers, and they found a way of life here. Very talented people. Henry helped establish a local library. John was an inventor, built the 1854 cow barn that designed for it, helped build a machine shop, created innovative sawmills. Henry ran a very lucrative and profitable bucket and pail industry for the Shakers. The 2 sisters sort of broke into the all-male world, and Rosetta would go into town and into the city to sell Shaker products, which wasn't heard of earlier. The male trustees usually did that.
What was so this area was bucket making was was that the main industry?
The North family, bucket making was the main industry of the North family, where the Catholic Church still is, by the way. When they purchased the Shaker Holdings, they remain here in the North family, but that was where they made the buckets and the pails. The seeds and medicinals were done in the church and South families.
What was the first building that was in this? Is one of the first buildings still standing here? Or?
No, the Moses Johnson Meeting House was one of the first, if not the first building. That was taken apart in 1904 or 1906, depending on which account you read, and it was sold to the St. Gaudens family. And it may have been erected down on their St. Gaudens historic site. And I'm not sure whether it was used, we're not sure whether it was used by St. Gaudens or one of his relatives, but it was used by the family. So it no longer exists.
So the Catholic...
St. Gaudens was it's a national historic site, and he was a sculptor.
When the Catholic Church moved in and created, did you say it was a seminary here in the 1920s?
What, 1927, they purchased the property, and they built the Mary Keene Chapel, which was built in 29 and 30. It was the La Salette Chapel originally, then renamed Mary Keene. She was a lady from Hartford, Connecticut, who was a benefactress of the Catholic Church and helped them financially to build the chapel. Buried here, her mansion's within sight of this building. She was allowed to build her own private mansion here. She got permission from the church. And according to the Catholics out of Hartford, Sister Baker, she's the only woman buried with Catholic priests. She's in the center of the front row in the Catholic cemetery, in a bronze coffin in a bronze vault. And I haven't researched that beyond just that one individual.
Did any of the surviving Shakers, did they not like the fact that the Catholic Church then owned the property, or did they really comment on it?
My hearing of it was that the Shakers had other buyers but preferred the Catholic Church because they were a religious body and wanted it to remain a serene site with a religious background here. Of course, Shaker theology and Catholicism are miles apart, but I don't think that bothered them. They had other buyers. As a matter of fact, this building cost them, we think, around $60,000 to build in 1837, and the selling price for the entire property was $25,000 to the Catholic Church. So they pretty much gave it to them.
Wow.
For years I doubted that figure, but I've heard it too many places. I think it must be accurate.
Well, thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Nice talking with you.